Hey everyone, human intelligence that is live and well. So they found a spy factory in Brazil of Russians. That's why I have the KGB behind me. Anytime I'm in the KGB sub from Colombia, it's going to be about intelligence. So check it out. They found at least 9 spies already in Brazil set up by Russia. They had created lives for themselves in Brazil, fake passports, fake birth certificates, etc. Everything is incredibly real. Why Brazil? Well, for a number of reasons. And this is a recent development. This isn't back in the Soviet Union days. The Brazilian police, tipped by the CIA, busted them. Good job by the Brazilian police under Lula da Silva, a lefty, by the way, which is kind of interesting. But anyways, the point about this is what makes it so interesting. Why Brazil? Well, it's really close to the United States, but yet far away. The United States doesn't have like good monitoring system in Brazil. When I was in Argentina, it felt so far away, like when you're in Mexico or say Honduras or say Nicaragua, Costa Rica or something like that, or even Colombia, I felt still connected to the United States. In Argentina, I was very, very far away, right? It's like just a reduced influence there. So, and it's massive, Brazil, right? So, and also multicultural. So, like, if you look Russian, but you say you're Brazilian, there's a big German population. We all know where the Nazis went, they're in South America, lamentably. But you're not going to stick out where you would if you were in Mexico, say Honduras, Nicaragua, which is more mestizo, a lot of indigenous. There are indigenous, obviously, in Brazil, but very multicultural. But I also think that the Brazilian passport is powerful. It is a powerhouse of Latin America, so I think they can really get around better. In fact, one Russian spy, did like an internship in the ICC, the International Criminal Justice. Why? Because there's movements to try Putin for the Ukrainian war, which is still going on, which now Trump is saying he's going to support Ukraine, and that Putin, you can't trust Putin. Wow, I'm surprised, that. But anyways, the thing that's really interesting about this is it really tells you what's going on with human intelligence. So, it's really, really interesting on how human intelligence is live and well. So they found 9 people. They created lives for themselves, or fabricated these lives for themselves in Brazil, as if they were literally born in Brazil with Brazilian, not only passports, but Brazilian birth certificates. But then, investigative reporting and others, and I think the Brazilian police went in and started looking into them, and they realized the person they said, well, their mother never really had kids, etc. But there's only 9 so far, and you got to think what's going on in Argentina. Like I just said, Argentina is a country where this could happen, very big, easy to get away with things. Same thing goes with Chile. Now, Chileans don't need a visa to get into the United States. And these spies for human intelligence, that's more human intelligence, it's interesting. They were traveling all over. So one guy, worked in Geneva. People, were studying and then went to Johns Hopkins University in the United States. So they're collecting information. And it really begs the question, how many spies are at ASU? Now, I'm not accusing anyone. Maybe I'm a spy, right? But obviously, human intelligence is important. And I have my ideas for why. But I am interested in why do you think, despite all our internet, artificial intelligence, satellites, there's just so much technology out there. We could spend hours on how we could collect information. But why is human intelligence still so popular and important to different countries? That's the question. I mean, I would be a spy. I would definitely be a spy and do things. I'd go as a clown. Look at what I got. Because everyone loves a clown. Check this guy out. I got him in Goodwill. He is awesome. I got him for 30 shillings. For Halloween, my favorite holiday. See? I'd just wear a costume like that and be a spy. No one would know it. Kind of creepy, huh? All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. And remember, HUMINT Intelligence is alive and well. Russian spies in Brazil. This clown should be a Russian spy. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you some other time.